Good morning, students. How you all are? Hope you all are well. So we are back with the second part of chapter 1, The Portrait of Lady, which was written by Khushwant Singh. This story is taken from book Hornbill, and in the last class we had discussed about the omitted chapters from both the books, and I had already said that a link is given in the school app in which you can find the question paper pattern, omitted chapter and the things what you have to study. In the last class we had started our story where we had seen that when narrator was small, when he was a child, his parent went to a city leaving him in a custody with his grandmother, and it was the time when a bond between narrator and his grandmother was developed. Narrator's grandmother was a very loving, very caring, but at the same time narrators compare his grandmother to the mountain landscape in the winter, as in the winter the hilltop is covered with the snow, that is white color. In the same way, narrator's grandmother, all hairs had turned to silvery grey, and that is the reason he compares it to the snow. Narrator, although he says that his narrator's grandmother is old, her backbone is bent, she was having crisscross wrinkles in her face, but still, narrator says that she might not be pretty, but she was very beautiful. And we had seen the monotonous routine of narrator and his grandmother, how they both get ready for the school, how grandmother accompany the narrator, and how they would come back. So in today's class we will continue our story from page number 4, last second paragraph. Clear, students? Page number 4, last second paragraph. So whenever I am reading, you just keep your finger with in the book and you just try to match the paragraph. So whenever we were discussing some hard word, that you can note down, and if you feel difficulty in some words, that also you can ask. When my parents were comfortably settled in the city, they sent for us. So we had seen in the previous class narrator's parents. They went to the city leaving narrator in the custody of his grandmother. But the moment the narrator's parent, they got settled well in the city, they sent for us. You can underline this phrase, they sent for us. It means they called us. उन्होंने हमको बुलाया. That was a turning point in our friendship. Although we shared the same room, my grandmother no longer came to school with me. I used to go to an English school in a motor bus. There were no dogs in the streets, and she took to feeding sparrows in the courtyard of our city house. So this paragraph is an important paragraph in the chapter, as narrator is saying that it was a turning point. Turning point means the bond between, the friendship between narrator and his grandmother, it had changed. So the turning point is turning or changing point between the friendship bond of narrator and his grandmother. As when narrator used to go in the village school, the school which was attached to a temple, narrator's grandmother used to accompany him. But when narrator moved to city, although narrator and his grandmother, they were in the same room as they were in the village, but now narrator used to go in English school where parents are not allowed. That you can also understand that when you are coming to the school, your parents are not allowed. They have to be in the home. So in the same way, the narrator, when he used to go school by a motor bus, his grandmother will not accompany him. Moreover, we had seen that narrator's grandmother, she used to prepare chapati and she used to give the pieces of it to the street dogs while coming from school to village home. But now, as narrator's grandmother is not accompanying narrator to the school, so here narrator's grandmother started a new habit, and it was that she started feeding sparrows. She started feeding sparrows. So this is the turning point in narrator's life. If I talk to your life, even your life is also facing a turning point. Earlier, you used to come to school, you used to sit on the bench and study. But now you can feel the change that is now going on. Online classes are there. Moreover, what all subjects you were taught in the class 10 or up to class 10, even that is also changed. You had opted for some of the subject according to your taste, and now that subjects will be taught to you. So as you all are having a turning point in your life, in the same way, here narrator was also having a turning point in his life. And this turning point basically says about turning point of friendship or bond of narrator and his grandmother. As years rolled by, we saw less of each other. For some time, she continued to walk me up and get me ready for school. When I come back, she would ask me what the teacher had taught me. I would tell her English words and little thing of Western science and learning. The law of gravity, Archimedes' principle, the words being round, etc. This made her unhappy. So in the previous school, the just after the class, the narrator and his grandmother, they used to sit and as narrators used to say about the alphabets which he had learned or the prayers which he had learned. The grandmother was very much surprised. She was very much excited. She was very much happy to listen all those things. But now, when narrator is in school, he had moved to the classes. Now he is not learning the alphabet, but he had started learning law of gravity, Archimedes principle. All those things the narrator's grandmother was not able to understand that because she might be knowing to read the paper, but she was not that much educated. So now after listening to this, all these things, she was not as happy as when she was in village. She could not help me with my lessons. She did not believe in the things they taught at English school and was distressed that there was no teaching about the God and the scripture. One day I announced that we were being given music lesson. She was very disturbed. To her, music had lewd association. Lewd means rude, unpleasant. It was monopoly of harlots and beggars, not meant for gentle folk. Harlot and beggar is a term that is used for the means not good people, not people in good condition. She said nothing, but her silence meant disapproval. She rarely talked to me after that. So we had seen that when narrator was in village school, his grandmother was very much happy as alphabets which narrator was learning. She used to understand those alphabets. Narrator's grandmother was also happy for a reason that in that temple school he was taught about God and scripture. But when narrator was going to English school, there was no education that pertains to God or scripture. So she was not very much happy with it. And when narrator one day said that he was having some music lesson, his grandmother was annoyed. She was distressed. The reason was that according to grandmother, music and all those things is not for the good children. It basically for the beggars and the artists, but not for the civilized people. Maybe as she is a a old aged woman, she might be feeling this, and she was not happy that narrator is going to have some music lessons. So this is how that narrator and narrator's grandmother being started to depart from each other, because earlier their taste, their interest was same, but now it is not like that. When I went up university, I was given a room of my own. The common link of friendship was snap. Snap matlab to snatch, chhinna. My grandmother accepted her seclusion. Seclusion means private state, with resignation. She rarely left her spinning wheel to talk to anyone. From sunrise to sunset, she sat by her wheel, spinning and reciting prayers. Only in the afternoon she relaxed for a while to feed sparrow. While she sat in the veranda, breaking the bread into little bits, hundreds of little birds collected round her, creating a veritable bedlam of chirping. Veritable means true, real, and bedlam means the noise which is created by the bird. Chirping is the same thing, noise of the bird. So we had just discussing that how narrator and his grandmother's relationship was being changed. Earlier, they used to be in the village in the same room. They used to go to school together. Now, after shifting to village, still they both were in the same room. But now, narrator's grandmother is not accompanying narrator to the school, nor she is helping him in his studies, nor she is satisfied with his study. When the years rolled, and now our narrator is in university, and when he was in university, he was given a separate room. So now room also different for narrator and his grandmother. And as grandmother was also being aged, she used to spend most of her time in solitude. That means lonely. Whole of the time she will spin the wheels, चरखा जिसको बोलते हैं, and she will be saying some of the silent prayer. This was her routine from the sunset to sunrise. Sunset to sunrise इसका मतलब पूरे दिन भर उनकी grandmother का routine वही हुआ करता था. She will be busy with her charkha and she will be saying some prayer. The only relaxation or only when she did something different, it was afternoon time when she split the breads into pieces and she used to feed it to the sparrow. This was only something different and in which she was very lively participating, in which some happiness was seen in her face. Rest of the time busy with her wheels and prayer. Some came perched on her leg, others on shoulder, some even sat on her head. She smiled, but never shooed them away. Shoot matlab bhagana. It used to be happiest half hour of the day for her. Happiest half hour of the day for her. As we had already discussed, that this was a time when some emotions were seen in her face. So that's why narrator says that it was only time in which she was happy. So you can see that there is a strange change in the narrator's grandmother behavior. Now she was most of the time she was alone, she was in solitude and she was busy with her own life. When I decided to go to abroad for further studies, I was sure my grandmother would be upset. I would be away for 5 years. And at her age, one could never tell. But my grandmother could. She was not even sentimental. Sentimental, that means little emotional, थोड़ा बुरा feel करना. She came to leave me at the railway station, but did not talk or show any emotion. Her lips moved to prayers. Her mind was lost in prayer. Her fingers were busy telling the beads of the rosary. Her fingers were busy telling the beads of her rosary. Silently she kissed my forehead, and when I felt, I cherished most imprints as perhaps the last sign of physical contact between us. Last sign of physical contact between us. So, as we are just seeing the changing behavioral pattern between narrator and his grandmother. Earlier in the village, they both together in the same room, they both together in the school, shifted to city, still in the same room, but now no one is means they both are not accompanying to the school, nor grandmother is helping him in his study. When narrator is in university, the rooms aparted, and now narrator is going to abroad. That too for 5 years. And at that time, the narrator was thinking that maybe his grandmother might not be happy. But narrator says that there was no signs of emotion in her face. Neither she was feeling sad, nor she was saying anything that you don't go beta and jo bhi hai. But narrator saying that when she came to the railway station, the narrator's grandmother was not saying a single word to narrator. बेसिकली अगर आप भी कहीं बाहर जा रहे होंगे पढ़ने के लिए, ऐसा डेफिनेटली होगा कि आपके पेरेंट्स जो है, ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स जो है, वो आपको ब्लेस करेंगे, विशेस देंगे एंड सो मेनी थिंग्स. बट हियर नरेटर्स ग्रैंडमदर, शी वाज बिजी इन हर रोजरी प्रेयर. Her lips were saying some prayer and she was not talking a single word to the narrator. But the moment came when narrator was just going to board the train. The narrator's grandmother came and kissed in his forehead. Actually, the forehead kiss is a symbol of blessing. So, this is the way the narrator's grandmother blessed narrator. And narrator, when she was giving this kind of blessing, the narrator was thinking that this may be the last physical contact between narrator and his grandmother. As in the beginning of story itself, we had seen that narrator's grandmother, means from last 20 years narrator is seeing his grandmother and she was old. So might be narrator may be thinking that when he will come after 5 years, the grandmother will be no more and they will not able to have any kind of physical contact or blessing. That is the reason the narrator was also feeling very bad. But that was not so. After 5 years, I came back home and was met by her at the station. She did not look a day older. As from very beginning, the narrator is saying that from last 20 years, there is no sign of more aging in her. She was, means last 20 years, her face was full of wrinkle, all her hairs were silvery, and there is no more change to take in her. She still had no time for words, and while she claps me in her arms, I could hear reciting her prayers. Clasp means taking the narrator in his arms. Even on the first day of my arrival, her happiest moments were with her sparrow, whom she fed longer and with frivolous rebukes. Frivolous means silly, that means not important, and rebukes means to speak angrily. Here the narrator is comparing the noise of the bird. Okay, students. So you can see that narrator is saying that means after 5 years narrator is coming to home, but still grandmother was having no words to speak to the narrator. She was busy in her room, and again the happiest half hour of the day was still with the sparrow. Basically, student, this happens in the old age. Even you can see that if you have some old age or elderly people in your surroundings, most of the time they will be sitting alone. They might be busy with the prayer, or they have their own lifestyle or way of living. This all happens because of growing age, and this was what happening with the narrator and his grandmother. But narrator was not able to understand that. A grandmother who used to talk so much to the narrator, but now narrator is coming after 5 years, but still the grandmother was not having a single word to speak to the narrator. Here it is not like that. The narrator's grandmother was not loving his grandson, but it was because of the age. She was not able to express her feelings. Next paragraph. In the evening, a change came over her. She did not pray. She collected the women of neighborhood, got an old drum, and started to sing. For several hours, she thumped the sagging. Sagging means bent down. Means as the drum was continuously on the use, it was little bent down. Skins of dilapidated drum. Dilapidated means old. And sang of the homecoming of warrior. We had to persuade her to stop to avoid overstraining. That was first time since I had known her that she did not pray. So one evening, one strange thing happened to the narrator's grandmother. In the evening, she had taken a drum, collected all the women of neighboring, and she started to sing. That song was some local song which used to welcome the warriors. Warrior means जो लड़ाई के लिए गए होते. This was a strange behavior, and narrator says that for after a long time, the narrator was saying that the grandmother was singing and she was not praying but doing something else. But after some time, narrator and his parents thought that it will overstrain her. That means वो शायद थक जाएंगी, उनकी तबीयत खराब हो जाएगी. So they persuaded her to stop all those things. The next morning, she was taken ill. It was a mild fever, and the doctor told us that it would go. Mild मतलब बहुत कम था fever. The next morning, the narrator's grandmother was having a mild fever, मतलब बहुत कम fever था, and doctor said that it will go. It will go means it is a normal thing and nothing to bother about it. But my grandmother thought differently. She told us that her end was near. She said that since only a few hours before the close of last chapter of her life, she had omitted to pray. She was not going to waste more time talking to us. We protested, but she ignored our protest. She lay peacefully in bed, praying and telling her beads. Even before we could suspect, her lips stopped moving and the rosary fell from her lifeless fingers. A peaceful pallor spread on her face. Pallor means pale color. And we knew that she was dead. So although we had seen that doctor had said the fever will go and she will be normal, but narrator's grandmother said that her end was near. She said that her end was near because she wanted to see all her dear ones in front of her. So narrator, his parent, everyone came to her and they were protesting it. They were saying that nothing will happen, grandmother, but she was having a strange smile in her face and she was still having rosary in her hand. She was still saying the prayer. But after a moment, her face changed to something very pale color and her rosary fell from the hand. And that moment, narrator understood that a lady who helped him from learning to alphabet, who accompanied him everywhere, that lady was no more. We lifted her off the bed and, as is customary, laid her on the ground and covered her red shroud. After a few hours of mourning, we left her alone to make arrangement for her funeral. In the evening, we went to her room with a crude structure to take her to be cremated. Cremated means अंतिम संस्कार की जो क्रिया होती है, that is cremated. The sun was setting and lit her room and veranda with a blaze of golden light. We stopped halfway in the courtyard, all over the veranda, in her room, right up to where she lay dead and stiff wrapped in the red shroud. Thousands of sparrows sat scattered on the floor. There was no chirping, the voice of the bird. We felt sorry for the bird, and my mother fetched some bread for them. She broke it into crumbs the way my grandmother used to, and threw it to them. The sparrow took no notice of the bread when we carried my grandmother's corpses off. Corpse means dead body. Off means we have taken the dead body. They flew away quietly. Next morning, the sweeper swept the breadcrumbs into the dustbin. So the narrator is describing the ending part, and when the narrator's grandmother, she was being taken over for the funeral, at the same time, that means the time when the narrator's grandmother used to feed the sparrow, at that time her body was kept in the veranda, and what happened? Suddenly all sparrows came and it just made a crowd around his body. But this time they were not chirping, they were not making any noise, but they were very silent. By seeing this, narrator and his family was feeling very sorry for the sparrow. So what narrator's mother did, she went to the kitchen, come with some of the bread, and she had thrown it there. But none of the sparrow, they had taken that bread. They were just sitting silently, and then finally his body was moved from there. And the next morning, the sweeper came and it had cleaned all the bread crumbs. So this was how the narrator had explained a beautiful portrait of a lady who is narrator's grandmother, and narrator had presented it in a touching way, that how since from his childhood to the narrator's young age, what all changes come to a narrator's grandmother. And even it is a living example for all of you if you are having a elderly person or grandparents at your home. So student, our story is finished. One link is given in the school app. You just follow it and write the question answers. And if you have any doubt, you can discuss it through the comment box. Thank you students.